So hello again guys and welcome back to another design takeover. It's been a while since we have another takeover. I've been busy on some things, but it's okay. I have time now and I try to upload like 2 videos in a week right now. I don't know if I can do that, but yeah, it's gonna be a double upload today, I think. But let's proceed. We're back again to r/UI design. And we have this UI thing. What are your opinions? Yeah. So there are a lot of opinions here right now. So he has this sorry for if I misgendered you or something, but you have this the login form and then this register form, and then we have a mobile design here, a mobile version. So if you're new here in Design Takeover, I basically take your designs and just redo it with giving you proper feedback and giving you another perspective on how to design it. It's not the set design, but in my opinion, it would look good. So after this intro, we're gonna start on the montage, and after the montage, we're gonna start on the feedback operation. Okay, all the design files after this is on Figma, and you can also download it for reference or just copy it if you're being lazy. So let's start the video montage. Roll it. So it's feedback time, guys. So we're gonna start with your design here now. So first thing, we're gonna check out our handwritten notepad again, and first topic would be bring cohesion to the background and the design colors. So bringing cohesion is like tying down the background and the design and your form designs and your button designs. You have actually done this. I noticed that these things are actually the colors of these things. Okay, but this background is actually the color of this highlight. It's orangey, and then these gray stuffs are a bit near this color because it goes to the blue side. The highlights are the orange side, and the background is in the greenish blue side because I've done the color picker. Wait, let me just do the color picking thing. I've color picked it. As you can see here, it is on the in this side where I got the image also. I've actually googled the image, so yeah, here is on the orange side. This thing is on the orange side of things. There's grayish blue things on this side. So you've actually taken those things and you have taken it into consideration, but keep in mind that you have to time them down and make it readable, okay? So first thing I did here is this color is actually just picking it again. It's actually just this color, see there? But I've actually make it more with the contrast side, more darker. So you go down until it is readable to the eye like that. Basically, you have this color, but make it more readable. There, go down and there. Now it's more readable, right? And then on the other ones, you basically just do it again. Make this thing readable, make this thing the same color as this thing, and on the other stuffs, the button color. So I want to separate this login button color as an action, real action button. So what I actually did is here the highlights. I can see that this is on the orange side. So I've just gone here and make it a little bit of a chroma, a little bit color there and there. So it's like that. So what I basically did here is I created an accent for the button that relates to your background. Okay. And then the other stuffs, like this one, I want them to be neutral. So I just picked the same color as this one there. Or what you can do is do a blue one here like that, a purple, dark purple one. But I really like purple, so I think it's just my preference. But it should not be more color like this. So it should not contrast. It should be in the range or lower than this button, because this is the important button, right? So you can do that, or you can do this. There. You can do the dark grayish, a dark green like what you did, but a bit darker. Okay. So if you pick here, and a bit darker, like that. If you feel like that, I don't actually care if you have a preference of that, but you need to tie it down to your background. So what you see in the background, the colors of the background, and then you just add contrast and chroma to it. Chroma means the red on this side. That means the oranginess or redness. So there's more chroma, there's less chroma, and then the contrast is how it relates to the background to this. So this is high contrast, this is low contrast. You'll need to avoid multiple columns to your design. So this thing has two columns, right? This thing and this thing, because this will not translate well in mobile designs, and the eye basically travels to this direction. If you can see, travels like that from up to down. Our eye actually travels like that. Why? Because you're using web applications. So if you notice, in mobile or web applications, you often use scroll down rather than scroll on sideways. So it's better to place forms, just simple forms like this, if you have a real estate that can accommodate for it. For login, you can always accommodate for it, because there aren't many forms or buttons that you can do for it, right? There are just email, password, register. On the register page, you'll just have your name, password, confirm password. You can always accommodate for it, and it's easier to read going from the top to the bottom. Try to avoid two columns if it can accommodate on your screen design. Okay, so there are actually exceptions for this one, like if you have a lot of forms, or like for example, like on having city or zip codes, city and zip codes, and then you have the address on top. On those forms, you can have the address here, and that would be bigger, and then you have the city and the zip code here, because they have smaller content there. For this side, email and password, email would be like averaging of 15 characters, and then the password would be averaging. Now I think it's required to have 10 average. So they have the same size of forms, so you can have them like this. And then what else? Oh, I think you forgot to make grids. So grids are actually very important for this one. On Figma, you can create grid by clicking this one, the plus, and then you will have columns. After columns, you basically, in desktop, you would want 12, and then you would go to center. After you go to center, and just adjust the width of it until you have a good margin like this one. So on the sides, the margin of this is about 60 plus, a little less, a little more. But as you can see here, our elements are falling under the grid. This falls under this grid, and these things falls neatly under this grid. So keep that in mind. But as you can see here, we have actually done this. And another contention is like this one. You can actually do it like this. If all the elements are in the left hand side, you can actually do it like this. But in my honest opinion, it doesn't look good, so I did it like this. So as I tell you, there are some things that the design is not set. Okay, you can do things that would look good to you or would make sense. So this feedback is not the set things that you could do, but it is. But in my opinion, it is more easy to develop because this is a set standard to design things. All elements should be like left aligned, not centered, like that, because it would translate well on mobile. So the last thing, so we're done with that. So then the last thing is so you have active and non-active states. So in this form, I showed that this is the normal state of the form which is not filled in yet. After that, I showed the user what would be the active state of it, or the filled state of it. On the active state here, this would be the active state of it. If it is filled in and clicked, after you click, it filled in like this one. I really do apologize about the dogs barking. I can't do anything of it. It's my neighbor's dog. They're always fighting a gang war or something. So so we show the active state of this one, and this one is the filled in state of the password. So we have showed also the check mark for the login state, for the keep me logged in here. So yeah, so we have basically taken the user that this is what will show if you click it like this. So we're taking user to a simple journey on what would it look like, and also it gives you it lets you explore more the variety of your design. Like what if this will happen on the same screen, right? So we have it like that. So let's review again. I think that's all. That's all the three things. So in design takeover, we just focus on the three main things, three glaring issues that you can fix properly on next time. So the first thing is just number one is your bring cohesion to the background and to the color of the elements that you're using, the color of your form. So whatever color is used here, try to incorporate it to your form. Okay, and then avoid multiple columns as much as possible. You will have just one column on a login page or a register page. It's not set for all the other kinds of forms, but basically on the login page, you will just have one column. And the other one is you need to take a user to a small journey, like showing the active states of the log of a certain screen, so that it adds more feel onto it, so it feels like a real application. Okay, and then also on the to add on the mobile side of things, some elements are not the same as the desktop side. So with regards to this check mark mobile can be displayed like this one, like on and off switch button, because basically this thing doesn't look good on mobile. On iOS or Android, they have this button for this thing. So I hope you have learned something today on this new design takeover. And final notes, you actually did really well on this design. So okay, you actually did really well. You have the makings of a good person that really does know UI. But you just need to incorporate it that what if other people would see it. Okay, uh, imagine an old person using this. Imagine a person with a hard time as I mentioned before, the Figma files are in the description down below. If you want to download it, if you want to use it as a reference, whatever you want to do with it, it's there. And hope you have a great day. See you soon and have a good one.